Hello, geometry students, and welcome back to another video lesson with Mr. G. That's me. Today, we're going to be looking at lesson 6-2. We're going to break this up into two parts so that it doesn't become a really super long video, but really looking at deciding which side, some of the triangle properties, which sides are smallest, largest, how can we tell just from angle measures. And then part two, we'll be dealing with isosceles triangles. Right now I'm looking at you, but don't be afraid if I look over here because that's where my second monitor is and a lot of the work is going to happen over here. As always, take some good notes, write down the practice problems, and if you have questions, make sure that you reach out. Here we go. From earlier in first semester, we talked a little bit about this triangle hierarchy, right? The patterns in which they follow. And typically we have three different types of triangles that we're really worried about here in geometry. Equilateral triangles. That means all three sides are congruent. All of the sides are going to be congruent. An isosceles triangle means at least two or more of those sides are congruent. Two or more, we typically look at them as two. And scalene triangles are three sides that are not congruent at all. They're three opposite sides. And if you don't remember those, write those down. But this is going to be important in terms of how they relate to the different angle measures in a triangle as well, because there's a very unique relationship between the angles and the sides. Okay, so if we look at this one, here's an example. What type of a triangle is pictured here? Hopefully, you answer that question quickly inside of Edpuzzle, and you'll notice that the three sides are different. This side AB is 6, side BC is 10, side AC is 13.7. If all three are different sizes, we call this a scalene triangle, right? Because all three sides are different. Now, I want you to notice something, though, in relationship to this triangle. Here's the largest and longest side, AC. It's 13.7. If we look at the angle that it's opposite, the angle that it's opposite from is 109. Here is the shortest side, 6. It is opposite the smallest angle, which was 25. The largest side was opposite to the largest angle. The smallest side was opposite the smallest angle. And then you'll notice the middle side of 10 was opposite the middle angle 45. That's a unique property of all triangles. Doesn't matter which ones we're working with, it's this important note. The longest side of the triangle is going to be across from the largest angle. Always. 109 to 13.27. Going to happen every single time. The shortest side of the triangle is always across from the smallest angle, right? So we had 6 across from 25 in that case. And that will always be the case. And that's an important note to make sure that you write down, because some of the questions that you're going to see, quiz and test, are going to be geared around that topic. So let's take a look at what this means in terms of practicing something like this, okay? Write the sides of this triangle in order from smallest to largest, right? Order from the smallest to the largest. I've only got two angle measures in this triangle, 28 and 42. Hopefully we remember that every single triangle has 180. So if it has 180, 28 and 42, that's 70. That leaves us with 110 degrees down here, right? 110 degrees. So let's look for the smallest side first, based on the angle measure, right? If 28 is the smallest, that means that the side opposite is going to be the smallest. If 110 is the largest angle measure, that means the side, let me do this in a different color. The side opposite is the largest. Excuse me. And then therefore, 42 is in the middle, so that means the side opposite, we'll just say it's the middle, the mid, okay? Now, we got to go back to the directions. They want us to write the sides of those triangles from smallest to greatest. Here's the smallest side, so we're going to say that that is side NG. Segment. Right, we use that proper notation, segment NG. That's the smallest. What's then the middle one, the next smallest? AG. Or we could put it as GA, doesn't matter. Right, a segment can go either way. Right, you want to make sure you put that segment sign up on top if you're writing them down. And then the largest side is AN. Segment AN. Now, if you're typing these, let me show you how we might type those, because some of these might have to go into a Google form. When you're typing them, you're going to want to use the word segment NG, comma, segment AG, comma, segment AN. That's the proper notation when we go to like a Google form or we're typing them out. But again, the main idea here is that the smallest angle will have a relationship with the opposite side being the smallest, and the largest angle will have that relationship to the opposite side being the largest side. And that's pretty much what we're going to cover for today. We're going to start with important note number 2 next time, and isosceles triangles. You're going to get a little bit of practice on trying to identify the longest and smallest and the middle sides. If you have any questions, make sure that you hit me up. Otherwise, until next time, everyone, stay safe.